and working the case.
Yeah, also another murder investigation. Fox 4 has obtained a probable cause affidavit in the arrest of a woman charged with the brutal killing of her boyfriend. That one happened in Port Neches. Also on Friday night, police found 24-year-old Gregory Bobineau II dead inside of an apartment at the Palms apartment complex. They say he had been stabbed and beaten with a baseball bat. His live-in girlfriend, 20-year-old Mackenzie Erie, was arrested and charged with murder. She is still in jail this morning on a $100,000 bond.
According to the probable cause affidavit, police discovered Bobineau's body lying on the living room floor. Investigators say he shared a 5.5-month baby with Erie. The 20-year-old woman told police she and Gregory began arguing while she was holding the baby. She claims he hit her in the back of the head with a closed fist and that he choked and hit her until she blacked out. And that when she woke up, blood was on her hands. She also revealed to the officer that there was a body back at the apartment. Bobineau's mother, Deanne Phillip, told our reporter Erica Harris Gregory was loved very much and that he was robbed of his opportunity to be a father.
Obviously, still a lot of questions in those two investigations, and we will, of course, keep you updated as we learn more. Also, another investigation right now, police in Orange are working to learn more about the circumstances leading to the shooting death of a teenage girl. Police found the 15-year-old girl dead from a gunshot wound Sunday night around 6 at Fox Run Apartments. Investigators tell Fox 4 they have identified other juveniles at the scene and they are cooperating. No word yet on whether police are pursuing charges, and still very limited information as that investigation is very early on.
Lots of questions.
Yeah, very strange story.
Yeah, and specifically about this one in Orange, I saw where someone had reached out to us and like, why aren't y'all covering this? Well, you know, if someone doesn't, a lot of times, if police don't tell us something, whether they're, you know, they may be just busy that day trying to, you know, work out the details and what they can provide for us as far as updates go. But a lot of questions in this one, and of course, a lot of questions in those two homicides, but we'll be sure to keep you updated.
Absolutely.
Well, the state legislature holding a hearing about the death row inmate whose execution in a controversial shaken baby murder case was halted last week. Robert Roberson did not appear at yesterday's hearing in prison. This comes following objections to transporting Robert Roberson from death row to the state's capital, with the Texas Attorney General's office telling lawmakers he would only appear by video conference. The 57-year-old was convicted of murdering his 2-year-old daughter by shaking her in 2003. But his attorneys argue the toddler died from pneumonia. Roberson was diagnosed with autism after his conviction. At least 34 shaken baby cases have been exonerated in 18 states and the U.S. Army since 1992.
Well, local law enforcement needs your help in finding a fugitive. He's a 23-year-old man accused of pistol whipping the victim. Angel San Juan has this week's On the Run report.
In this week's On the Run report, we're looking for a fugitive who's described as violent, to say the least. Joining me right now is Jefferson County Sheriff Zena Stevens with more on this person. And Sheriff, tell us what happened and who this guy is.
Yes, I need our community to help me find Quintavian Johnson. He's wanted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Apparently, he was in the North End on Cleveland Street, involved in a wreck, some type of wreck. He left the scene, came back with some more guys, and pistol whipped the victim, injured the victim really seriously. And so we need this guy off the street. Everybody is complaining and talking about crime in our community. The way to stop crime or lower crime rates is if you know something, say something. So please call us if you know where this individual is. You can reach us at 833-TIPS or 835-8411. You can run, but you can't hide.
Thank you so much, Sheriff. And that does it for us for this week.
Well, the FAA and the NTSB, two federal agencies investigating a deadly helicopter crash in Houston, claiming 4 lives, including a child. The helicopter slammed into a radio tower just before 8 Sunday night and burst into flames before it crashed near downtown Houston. The NTSB says it appears the private helicopter was operating as an air tour flight when the accident happened. Nobody on the ground was hurt. The FAA issued an alert last Wednesday indicating the lights on the radio tower were reported as inoperable. The debris field covers about 4 acres, and police are asking residents to call if they find any objects from the crash in their yards. So a bit of a crazy story out of Houston there.
Yeah, and also the investigation into the tower not having lights. I know they heard from, a specialist who saw a light at the very top, but then when it comes to the rest of the tower, not so sure if the lights were on. So have to see what comes of that too. Well, back here locally, Beaumont firefighters are preparing for round 2 of contract talks with the city. That's going to take place tomorrow. They held the first set of talks 2 weeks ago. Firefighters are operating under a contract extension until they work out a new deal. The issue has become heated at times. Last month, a sea of yellow filled the council meeting chambers. Members of Beaumont Professional Firefighters Local 399 with a show of force seeking improvements in staffing and pay. Well, now to the rundown. We're giving you a sneak peek at one of the stories our reporters are working on today.
Our Fox 4 reporter, Maya Caleb, is live from our newsroom. Maya, tell us what you're going to be working on today.
All right, good morning, Jade and Macy. So I'm going to have y'all come over here real quick and just look at what's going on in Lumberton. Actually, they have 2 things that are on this sample ballot right now, and it's regarding a bond with the municipal utility district, and it's a bond for a defined area. So only one subdivision, one area in the Lumberton area would be subject to paying the increased tax if this bond passes. So today I am going to take some time and I'm going to go to the utilities director over at the municipal utility district and just get some more information on the bond so Lumberton voters can understand why they should or should not vote on it. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Maya. And, you know, it's another example of just the importance of that's going to be on the ballot this year.
Yeah.
And then in terms of, you know, council meetings and stuff, there's also in Port Arthur. So we have lots of things to cover for our evening shows. But again, another bond, another big one on the ballot. So
yeah, well, and of course, early voting underway again. Day 2 now in full swing. We're getting in numbers for day 1, though. More than 11,000 people actually cast ballots in Jefferson County yesterday, nearly 3,900 in Orange County. Of course, early voting does run through November 1st. General election is Tuesday, November 5th.
there are nearly a dozen early voting locations in Jefferson County, including Rogers Park, the busiest spot yesterday, and in most elections. If you live in Orange County, you have 4 early voting locations. Hours are 8 to 5 through Friday, 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. next week, and you can vote early this coming weekend. But of course, we have that information on our website, fox4beaumont.com and kfdm.com. So
There you go. If you're interested in voting early, of course, take advantage. As you can tell, lots of folks already did 11,000 for Jefferson County. That's a lot.
I'm wondering if we are teetering on the edge of record numbers, you know,
Yeah,
because
we'll have to see.
you know, every election we hear, you know, just people aren't showing out, they're not voting. But I just wonder if this is going to be one of those races where people feel like it's critical. So.
Seems like a good start so far. So,
well, now to a story that we covered last week. This is good information for the kids. Tugboat Island is once again preparing to set sail in Port Neches.
yeah, exciting stuff. Yesterday morning, a committee officially announced plans to rebuild the popular park and playground. City closed Tugboat Island 4 years ago just due to age and some safety issues. Supporters, though, have raised more than $1 million to bring it back to life at the same location. More than 3,000 volunteers are going to actually help rebuild the park and playground over a 10-day period.
This is not just a Port Neches Park. This is a community destination for all the children to come in and visit. And it gives kids a safe environment to be able to play and to enjoy themselves. And it's part of us giving back to the community, and not just Port Neches, but it's all of Southeast Texas.
Should be exciting.
I know when we talked
3,000
about
volunteers. Wow.
Right. I didn't realize it was going to be
Yeah.
volunteers, but and then $1 million, that's crazy. Just,
yeah.
you know, so,
Impressive.
but when we talked about this last week, you know, I'd mentioned that this was such a big deal in my childhood and I didn't realize that it had been closed. You know, I think I remember hearing something about it. I just thought maybe they were just never going to open it back up, but this was such a big deal for, what is that called?
That area, the community?
No? Field
Kids?
trips.
Oh.
I wouldn't even give you any hints.
I was just throwing out
Throwing them
whatever.
out there.
Who cares,
But
Mom?
field trips, we would always go there.
Yeah.
So big deal, good stuff there.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Well, real quick, be sure to scan the QR code on your screen so you can answer our question of the day. What is your Halloween costume? We're going to look at some of your responses a little bit later on in the show. So we'd love to see them, so be sure.
My answer is in there.
I know
if
we'll
you
have
are
to see. Should be a
interested.
good one.
Well, you know what it is.
I do know
but
what it
this
is.
is a given if you know me, but we'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see what you've got. Maybe some ideas. So.
Yeah, we like that too. So there you go. We'll do that at the end of the show. But still to come this morning, we're going to take a look at Gator Country's Gator of the Week.
Alrighty guys, my name is Blue. I'm with Gator Country. I'm here today with Scratch, one of our bigger gators in our swamp pond, or probably our biggest alligator in our swamp pond right now. He is, as of last time we measured, 11'7", so a really big boy. We caught him back in 2007. That was actually Gary, and that was before my dad started working here. That was before I got to the park. Scratch here. He's been a little bit of a troublemaker. He's been in many of our ponds. When we first, or as long as I can remember, he was in our breeder pond, and he started causing some problems in there, started getting into some fights. So then we moved him over into our zoo pond. He started doing the same thing over there, started causing fights. And then we moved him into our show pond, same thing. Finally moved him to here. He's kind of mellowed down, thank God. It's taken him long enough. So Scratch here, when we first got him, he was a couple feet smaller than what he is now. We've had him for quite some time, so he's grown a lot here. He's one of our really chunky boys. So him, one of the main ways we can tell him apart from the other gators in here, he's a lot thicker than the other alligators, and he's also got some different like osteoderms on his back that kind of stick out in weird bumps and shapes, and they look a little different than most alligators. So Scratch here was actually one of our first nuisance alligator catches way back whenever they first opened up the park. And he's one of our longest residents of Gator Country. He's been here for quite some time, so he is very familiar with us. That's why I'm comfortable standing right here next to Scratch. The other ones around me, though, not as comfy with. They're all new. I know Scratch, though. I've known him my whole life. They caught him, and I've known him since I was about 3 years old. So forever, right? Scratch, he's super sweet with people. He's very gentle, not like super loud, and doesn't hiss a whole bunch. But then other alligators, he's usually the complete opposite. He's super aggressive and gets cranky with them. I don't know if he gets jealous or whatever it is, but he just doesn't like other alligators being around him while he's with his people.
Just gets a little jealous.
Just a little. Okay,
All
well,
right.
actually, so he's huge, and he's
He looks massive.
very massive. Now, not as big as like Big Tex or Big Al,
Sure.
but he's still a huge alligator.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like they weren't even worried about him. You know, he's just doing his thing, just chilling because the weather was warming up and he was out of the water.
Yeah.
It was the other little one named Allie that they were worried about, and she would. I mean, she'd be laying there, and then they would kind of walk by her, and then she would like kind of yeah. So
try
they
and get
said she's got a reputation. And the funny thing is in her enclosure, there's a sign that says like Allie, and it's got a chomp taken out of it. And they joke that like she's mean to her husband. So, so it's a whole thing.
Oh man.
It's really cute. But yeah. So just when you think, you know, the big ones are the scary ones, it's really the little smaller ones that'll get you.
A little bit more docile, the
Yeah.
bigger ones, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. But after the break, we'll hear from the Port Arthur Parks and Recreation's Fall Fest. So stay tuned for that. Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. We are joined this morning with Pauline Como and Chandra Alpo with the Port Arthur
Hi.
Parks and Recreation to talk about their fall festival. So let's just dive right onto it. What can people expect when they come out?
For our fall festival, we're going to have a lot of activities, and we're going to have face painting. We're going to have a little duck pond for the kids. We're going to have pumpkin painting, which was a big hit on last year. They're going to paint their pumpkins, and they're actually able to take their pumpkins home with them. We're going to have free food. We're going to have a lot of games, prizes, candy to give away, treat bags, and there's a lot of stuff that we could do with the community. And we're going to have a lot of community leaders that's going to be there also helping us with our costume contest. That's another thing the kids like, the costume contest.
And I heard free food, and I was like, huh.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Everybody come for free food, huh?
So I heard you say last year. So how many years have y'all been doing this?
This is about our second year. doing
Second
the
year,
actual
okay.
Fall Fest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So-
we're pretty new into diving into this
Right.
aspect. And so we're just trying to see how this goes. And it's so far last year was a big success. So we're
Good deal.
just looking forward to and hoping and planning for more people this year.
Anything new this year that wasn't there last year?
We're gonna have the fire truck that's gonna be there this year, and the kids are able to tour the fire truck. So we have the fire department that's gonna also be there, and they're able to tour the fire truck this year.
That's a big hit. You know, we had Touch a Truck with the Beaumont, one of the museums last week, and that is always a huge deal. The kids love touching trucks, so that would be a good
Yes.
one for them. So what do people need to know? Is there special parking? Where is it located? Dates?
Okay, it's gonna be at 1308 9th Avenue, at our Amos J building, October the 26th. That's this Saturday at 4 from 4 to 8. And our costume contest will be starting at 5:30. And we have different age groups for our costume contest. The age groups is 4 to 6, 7 to 9, and 10 to 12. And we will be having judges. So if you want to be in a costume contest, please be on time because we will be judging. We have prizes for you. We have trophies, we have ribbons, we have different prizes for all the people that come out with your costumes on.
Oh, good deal. Okay, what time do they need to be ready for the costume contest?
The
then?
costume contest starts at 5:30.
Okay,
Yes.
so like 5:15. Be there on time.
Be there on time because we had a lot of people lined up last year. Everybody started coming in and coming in. It started getting packed.
Mhm.
Yes. So we want to get everybody's name. It's a sign in. When you come in, we're gonna have a sign in for you if you want to be in a costume contest. We're gonna have a sign in table. So you come in, you sign in that you're gonna be in a costume contest, so we'll know everybody that's participating.
Good deal. I
Yes,
know you
ma'am.
said free food. Is the entire event free, or do people need to bring cash or check or
The
card?
the
Nobody
en-
does check.
Then you leave your purses at home, but your driver's license when you're driving. But the whole entire event is free.
Yes.
Yes, it is free. Everything is free. You just walk in, sign your name, maneuver around the whole gym. We're gonna have it laid out real nice for the kids and their family. A nice family-friendly event this
Good
Saturday.
deal. Okay, there's lots to do for all ages.
Oh yes.
Free food
all
for the
ages,
parents.
yes.
So that's a good
Mhm.
one. You know, something for everybody. Free, you know, is always a good deal. So
Right.
Yes.
lots of information. We will have this available on our website this evening. So we appreciate y'all for coming in.
Thank you for
Head
having
out to
us.
the Fall Fest this weekend. But
Yes.
stay tuned for more ARC Southeast Texas coming up after the break.
We always hear there's nothing to do in Southeast Texas, so the ARC team decided to put that to the test. We hit the swamp to check out gators, flowers, and critters. Here's what we found.
Now he's way over there, but we're actually going to get real close to some. Whoa, one right there. Look at that one. He's right on us. Angel, I have a tape measure here if you want to jump out and get a more accurate measurement. So we can zip from site to site, seeing the best scenery, flowers, gators, eagles, and be back in 90 minutes. You're going to see the same critters. It's just that you see more detail in the daytime. You see more volume of them at night. Oh, that's the biggest one right there in this area. Look how wide the eyes are. Yeah.
So who are these people that ski?
Talk about surprise, people that ski here. And then they see gator after gator, and at the end of the trip, husband will get me off to the side and say, well, Eli, these gators must have just showed up, huh? No, sir, they've been here all the time. They just go under. Following the sand, he must know there's only one way in, one way out. Yeah. Over there, you have a femur. Jerry, you want to get some souvenirs? I think I heard him say something about it. We started in coastal marshland, no trees, and then we ended up in ball cypress swamp, and lastly, ball cypress and water tupelo swamp, all within 2 miles of each other's.
Ooh, that was lots of fun.
You know,
we had a good time.
Right. And I don't think that the video even does the alligators justice on how much there were.
Yeah.
You really can't tell. But they were everywhere.
It was hard for us to even keep count while we were on the boat. I would say probably saw like 15 to 20, because we'd be sitting back there like, oh, look at that one over there. There's one over there. And they would just pop up out of nowhere.
Swim so fast. They just zoom by.
They did. Well, they'd also swim right up to the boat as well. And so like you're looking over, there'd be a couple times I was like looking over. He's like, don't put your hands or anything
don't shake your
outside.
hat.
Like don't put your arms outside of the boat, because they can, like jump up and everything. But no, they were just, it was so interesting and really cool. And we got to see like well beyond just alligators and just kind of learn about the area in general and some of the history behind there. Cannibalism stuff.
And Macy's reaction, we posted it on our Facebook page, but her reaction when,
I'm like, what was it too?
Yeah, that was when Mr. Tate was telling us about an accident that this man had. He was shaking his hat outside of the boat and like this, and they said like that,
oh yeah,
pray or whatever, but jumped up and got his finger or something like that.
Yeah.
But so
that's why they say keep your hands inside the boat at all times.
Yeah.
But it certainly was interesting, and so we got to do a night tour, which was if you can do a night tour, I would do a night tour just because they are kind of nocturnal.
So what was it, 7 o'clock?
It was about 7 o'clock. So the sun set not too long after that, and it was just it's nice out there too. It had mosquitoes, of course, but
they had spray though.
Yeah. If you are interested in going on a swamp tour, swampandrivertours.com or Swamp and River Tours on Facebook, of course. So Kevin Bacon went on one of the tours over the weekend. Wow. Okay,
that's actually going to pop up here in a second.
That's actually pretty cool. Interesting. Well, it is one of those things. There you go. Check that out.
Yeah, look at that. He was out and about. He was playing with his brother at the Lutcher, right? Over the weekend.
Yeah.
And he was spotted at Chick-fil-A. And then we saw this too. So he got on a little swamp tour. But, it's still beautiful during the day. They do tours throughout the year and in the daytime also, like you can see here. But I'm maybe biased, but I think the evening was a little
spookier. It was so cool. And our tour guide, Mr. Eli, was great. He was so informative.
Was funny too.
He's been doing it for a while, so he knows quite a bit. My favorite joke was the one where he was talking about how long the gators are and how big they can get. And he's like, here, Angel, we've got a little tape measure
Yeah,
here
tape
if you want to
measure,
jump
yeah.
out and do it. So
Yeah, he's funny.
yeah, he was great, and he was very, like I said, very informative, and just kind of got to learn a lot about just the area in general, as well as the alligators, and just, I mean, some of the crazy stories that he's seen and heard over the years too. So
25 years. He's been doing it for 25 years, and he's a biologist. So
impressive. So yeah, be sure to check that out next time thinking, oh my gosh, there's nothing to do around here. There's an option for you. We want to remind you that we do still have time for you to comment on our question of the day. So be sure to scan the QR code on your screen and let us know what is your Halloween costume. So definitely, I wonder if there's going to be any alligator costumes.
that's a good one.
That would be a good one. We should have done, I don't know, we could have done like a little.
After seeing my hair, I fixed my hair for what my costume is going to be for Halloween at the station. And then, of course, our senior expo next week. We're going to be talking about that later on in the show. But I fixed my hair, and my husband was like, you look too much like this person to be anything else.
Yeah.
So
you do have to do it. And we'll show you. Don't worry. We're not just going to tease you the whole time and tell you. We'll let you know whenever we also read some of your responses as well. So.
But after the break, we'll tell you about an investment that will make it easier to walk around San Antonio. Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas, 10:35 this morning. San Antonio will be seeing a lot more sidewalks. The city is going to invest around $20 million to build nearly 30 miles of sidewalks. Phil Sterling has more on how some residents feel about the investment.
I'm here on Venice Street, where, as you can see, there are currently no sidewalks. However, by the end of 2025, the city plans to build them. I spoke with one resident who tells me he can't wait to see them in his neighborhood. Juan Garcia has lived on Venice Street for 6 years. He says he wishes the condition of his street was better.
They repair many times, but at the end, I think they make bad work.
So he welcomes any kind of investment in infrastructure like sidewalks.
Better improvement for the city, for the neighborhoods.
Maria Rodriguez just recently got a sidewalk on her street.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I'm very happy. And I think my neighbors too.
She still remembers when they didn't have them.
Because my father ride his bike, and there wasn't none. It was to me, it was more dangerous.
She says she was surprised at how fast they built them.
So they say they let us not run. I think it was less Friday, I believe, and they say that Monday we'll be able to park. And yeah, we did.
The city has provided an online map of where the sidewalks will go. You can find a link to it at foxsanantonio.com. Phil Sterling reporting for Fox SA.
You said you see quite a few messages about
Yes.
not having sidewalks around here.
It's a thing. We live in and some areas are so, I can't say this word ever, rural areas.
Rural areas, yeah.
Yes, and completely just don't even look at that
Avoid
second
it.
R. But, in the areas that I grew up, we didn't have sidewalks. We really had roads where I grew up in Buna. So, I mean, we're lucky to have a paved road. Is hardly paved. But, it's a huge deal here. A lot of people wish they had sidewalks, or if they don't, or if they're busted up and whatnot. I've seen several people comment that they need to get that fixed. So I can see where it would be an issue for some people.
I could see that also. Number one, for the folks who want to use the sidewalks, and then also I'm thinking my bouts of road rage that I have every now and then, where someone's in the street and I'm like, the sidewalk's right there. It's for safety, obviously. You know what I mean? You don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to hit them.
I'm thinking
I'm a bad driver.
Dallin Road. That is one that. Oh my gosh, it just feels like it's gotten so busy from the time that I was a kid to now. And every once in a while there will be like a person or a scooter or a bicycle in the road, and it's so busy and it's quite dangerous. So
and you got to be careful. So, I mean, it's definitely something you got to look out for and keep an eye on. Hopefully they get repaired eventually. That's a good project there that they got going on though in San Antonio. So could be interesting. Is this, we have a question?
Yeah, so we had asked which area of Southeast Texas road construction has you the most frustrated, and I feel like I know the answer to this. I-10. There, called it.
Oh,
I-10.
well, yeah.
That's a big one, but we talked about growing pains last week, so that's just one of those things. It would all be nice if they finished one before they start 10 more. That's been a big complaint, especially with I-10, but there's so many little projects that go into the expansion of I-10 completely.
Yeah, all of it. The Southeast
Mike talks. Okay. We're growing.
It's something you got to deal with, unfortunately, whenever you are trying to.
I-10 East at Goodyear.
It just happens. It's like we said, growing pains. You got to get through it if you want to,
Every road in Southeast Texas is an absolute joke and shouldn't be allowed. Well, that was the general consensus of, people just get tired of construction.
It's pitiful. Man, tell us how you really feel, folks. My goodness. I feel your pain, though. Of course, it's a pain.
Oh, look, a different one. 69 and 73 intersection when heading back from Port Arthur. There is no exit from 69 north off of 73. I'm not familiar with that area specifically, but I know there's a lot of construction in Port Arthur where, the plants are. And I think my husband talks about how if there's a wreck, it just completely shuts down for hours.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. Very sorry, but we feel your pain. Don't worry. Well, still to come this morning, we're going to be talking about a very exciting event a week away, our Senior Expo. So stay with us. Well, it is just about 10:43 this Tuesday morning. And if you're keeping track, that means we are officially a week away from our Senior Expo. And this morning we've got Gina Henson here to talk a little bit about the Senior Expo, which is always just such a huge event. This will be my third year for the Senior Expo. And oh my goodness, whenever you talk about a crowd, people showing up, they love the Senior Expo because it's so useful and beneficial.
It is. We have nearly 80 vendors this year.
Wow.
And so, yeah, all kinds of things to do and talk to people that are specifically geared towards senior needs and senior just wants and resources. So we're really excited about it. And this year we are doing a Halloween theme again. And our theme is the Wizard of Oz. So
that's right.
Follow the yellow brick road to the Senior Expo.
Should be a whole lot of fun. I'm gonna be Dorothy and then Angel's Scarecrow. If you've seen us on air, so we're having a lot of fun with that because it is so much fun. And we talk about some of the resources that are available over almost 80 booths that we've got. And when you think about it, there was our picture. Popped up just a second ago. But when it comes to seniors, it's the group in the community sometimes that are, I don't want to say neglected, but just sometimes overlooked and don't really get a whole lot of attention. And sometimes they're the ones that need the most help and the most attention just because they're struggling themselves. And so this is such a good opportunity to have it all in one place.
That's right. That's right. And there are all kinds of resources and networking opportunities. It's such a blast. We have such a good time because we also have games and entertainment and bingo, which is a crowd favorite year after year. And so we'll be doing all of that. It starts at 8:30. It's on Tuesday, the 29th of October, down at the Beaumont Civic Center. So we want everybody to come enjoy it. It's so fun.
And we'll be out there all day.
Yeah.
Then,
I see we also have a contest running right now on the morning show.
We
so
sure do.
You can enter to win. It's a $50 gift card to Bruno's Italian restaurant. So it's fantastic. And that's available right now if you go to kfdm.com.
Absolutely. Sign up and we'll announce that winner on Monday too. And we also say, okay, the Senior Expo, invite everyone. And we've been telling you, take your family and your friends too, because this is also a good place to go if you're a caretaker.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Lots of information for caretakers and the resources that are available in the community that sometimes when you're just starting down that road, you don't realize what's available. And it's so important.
Yeah, you don't know. It's also can be so overwhelming sometimes and just trying to find it online. Listen, I struggle as well sometimes Googling things and trying to figure out resources. So it's just to have it all in one place is just so easy.
It is.
It's so
it's
simple.
Great. And you have the opportunity to just talk to people, just one-on-one. You can go by the booths. There's all kinds of things to do and to find out lots of information, health screening. So that's always important as well. And the hospitals are both going to be there. So just tons of information available.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us about some of the events that are going on, some of the fun stuff, right? Of course, the bingo.
Well, we've got the bingo. We've got some workout stuff that's going to be going on at the stage. We've got the Golden Foxes, which are a group of senior ladies. Yeah, they're fantastic. Brick Godwin is going to be there. So he's a very popular band around town and he's going to be playing. And then we also have the KFDM Fox 4 anchor and reporter teams that'll be there for meet and greets. I know that Greg Bostwick is going to do his gardening tips.
Which everyone loves.
Yeah. And so all of us are going to be there. It's a station-wide event and we all go all in for it. We hope you come. And join us.
And we should mention there will be tons of like goodies that you get there too. And I hate to tell you like get there early, but people really do show up early before the doors open, so that way they can kind of get there quick and get through. But we'll be there all day. There's going to be plenty going on until 1 o'clock. So if you can, Beaumont Civic Center on Tuesday, October 29th. We'll be there. Come say hi.
Yeah, we're going to do ARC Live from the Civic Center. So that's exciting. It's a new twist.
I know. It should be lots of fun. So then we'll be talking to, of course, some of the booths and some of the folks that are out there and probably some of you. So we'd love to see you out there again next week on Tuesday. So we're excited about it. And again, go online too, kfdm.com, foxforbeaumont.com, find that contest page so that way you can enter for the Bruno's Italian gift card, because then you can go and then enjoy lunch after.
Go have lunch,
There you
right?
go. Have some fun. All right. Well, thanks, Gina.
You
I
bet. Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Still to come this morning, we're going to talk with Patrina about what's coming up at noon. Well, it is 10:50 this morning. I want to take some time to head to the newsroom and talk with KFDM's noon anchor, Patrina Adger.
Patrina, tell us what we can expect for your show today.
Hey all, yes, this is what we have coming up on the news at noon. It is now day 2 of early voting and the numbers are in. Jefferson County Clerk's Office reports more than 11,000 ballots were cast on day 1, including more than 9,000 in person and 2,000 by mail. Also, the NTSB and the FAA are back in Houston this morning to look into what caused that helicopter crash that killed 4 people, including a child. And then my interview at noon, we're going to talk to the CEO and an executive chef of the Hearsay restaurant. We want to know, what are they going to be serving? And most importantly, when are they opening? All that is coming up on the news at noon.
Ooh.
I know. She's been talking about this for a couple of weeks now. And, you know, we reported on the story a couple of weeks also about this new restaurant. But we get new restaurants, I don't want to say often, but downtown. It's going to be downtown. So, and there's another one downtown that's super good. So I'm looking forward to it. And it looks like it's pretty swanky.
I was going to say, yeah, it should be good. I know I've heard a lot of folks say that they've been to the one in Houston because there is a Hearsay in Houston, but I've never been, but they say that they love it whenever they do go there. So it's just another exciting thing to bring to downtown Beaumont and kind of draw folks in, and that way you don't have to make the drive to Houston if you want to go to, you know, a nice little fun restaurant, which we do have so many already, but just kind of something new and exciting to test out is always fun. So that's at noon.
Oh, we're gonna have them next week.
Oh, okay, fun.
I got a little what's a bird in my ear? Is that saying?
Yeah.
Nicole, our producer,
A little birdie
she
told
said we are gonna have them next week. So that's gonna be really exciting. So you have to stay tuned for that. I'm excited. You know, we're always excited when food comes on the show, but we love to talk about the happenings in Southeast Texas and what you can expect, because there's a lot to do. We're proving that, and there's a lot to eat.
Always.
And Angel's proving that.
Yeah. Perfect. So if you want to watch News at Noon, of course, that's on CBS, and you can always stream online too, kfdm.com. So stick around, though. We've got our question of the day coming up next. Okay, well, time for our question of the day. We asked you on our KFDM News Facebook page what you were dressing up for Halloween. I just thought of something funny.
Okay, that's my big surprise right there. If it comes back up, I'm gonna be Wednesday Addams, and I'm gonna be in character all day. So if you go to Senior Expo,
weird. It's so weird too. She showed a picture of like her doing her little braids and everything, and it's like spot on. Like it's so good. I love this one too. You see Stacy the hot dog in the middle. I love that Stacy. Stacy is one of our coworkers, and you also got Courtney up here on the top right. Elsa and
gremlins at the bottom.
Yes, they'll come back. That one's scary.
Pajamas. I'm hiding in my bedroom.
Oh my gosh, what is the snowman's name in Frozen?
Olaf.
Olaf. Okay, my bad. I forgot for a little bit. Okay. Then you've got Inside Out 2, the crew there on the right.
That's fitting for election
of
year.
Of course,
look,
Donald Trump. There you go. There's Jade. That's not an actual picture of her, though it does look very similar.
Someone else is really the braids.
Someone else is trying to be your costume too.
Okay, we should do a comparison.
I like this.
Who did it better?
I hope I'm saying that Lele, her 5-year-old, dressing up as like the scary clown, terrifying. But I like it. Also, of course, Paris Olympics this summer. You've got the break dancer, the Australian break dancer. Someone posted that picture at the very bottom of the screen.
Homelander from The Boys. I don't know what that is.
I don't either. Renaissance lady. That should be a good one. A Cowboys fan.
Well,
I'm not going to say anything.
Speaking of costumes, we are actually going to have a costume contest here at the station. We are going to take pictures of everyone that participates, and then there will be some kind of award. Don't really know what it's going to be yet, but we're going to ask our viewers
to vote.
Okay. And we'll see who wins this one again.
I'm not even going. You know what? It's like we're having a good moment, and you just got to take it too. No, I'm kidding. It'll be fun. We'll see. And again, we're going to be dressing up at the Senior Expo too.
Mm-hmm. So, are you going to do the same costume for both, or are you going to do something different?
No, I'm going to do the same costume.
I would with those shoes.
Oh yeah, there's my little costume.
It's the shoes.
I'm going to elevate my costume a little bit. I've got some additional things that I'm adding to it that are
brown hair.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not dyeing my hair.
A wig?
Probably not a wig either. It's a secret. You'll find out. You already know some of it. I've already told her.
Oh, well, you already
Some of
know
it.
mine, so.
It'll be good. We'll be excited. So, but still, go show us your costumes on our Facebook page. We love to see them. So, that does it for us today, though. We hope that you will join us tomorrow, of course, for a Wednesday edition of ARC Southeast Texas.
Wednesday Adams edition.
Oh my goodness.
ARC Southeast Texas.
Are you dressing up tomorrow then?
No.
Oh, come on.